All right, so I'm gonna be taking my bike to a shop to get maintenance while I go fishing. I'm gonna try to go fishing. I don't really know if I'm gonna catch anything, but it'll just be fun on the lake. So yeah, enjoy the video. So for now, I can actually wipe it down a little bit just to get some of the dirt off like that, because I pretty much just left my bike outside throughout the winter. The chain appears to still be pretty good though, because I did grease it, and so it's actually not rusted or anything, which is really good. I'm gonna pump up the tires also. Alright, so the bike looks good now. It's pumped up and it's ready to go. Now I just got to go get it detailed and tuned up to make sure that everything's running right. The brakes feel great too. They stop quick. So yeah, let's go to Eric's bike shop. I'm gonna just get an estimate and see how much it would cost. I don't think I really need to do this, but we'll see. But yeah, I am gonna go to Eagle Lake, I think. There's a small section where around this time, it's filled with like panfish and stuff like that. And so I'm gonna go there first. If I can't catch any fish there, I might go to Coon Rapids Dam and see if I can catch anything there. All right, so I rode my bike around the neighborhood for a little bit and it runs fine. I don't really need to get it detailed or maintenance, really, I don't think. And so I don't want to spend more money than I really need to. And so yeah, I'm just gonna keep it as is. I think it's fine. I have all my fishing gear with me already. I don't really expect to catch anything. I just want to go out there on the lake and do some casting, really. And if I do catch something, it'd be great. But yeah, I have absolutely zero expectation on catching any fish today. They had to go back home also to give Raven her medication. So yeah, it's 3 p.m. That's when I usually give her medication. Like, Raven's been doing fine for the most part. She's eating, sleeping, kind of playing. She's doing well, but yeah, it's just kind of a bummer that she has to stay pretty inactive most of the day. The only time she gets to really be active is when she goes outside for bathroom break, and even then it's less than like 5 minutes really, and then she's back inside in bed basically. All right, I'm coming up to the park here where the lake is, but take a look at this. The road is closed. Gotta back up. I guess I won't be fishing in this area. This spot here is usually pretty good early spring. It has a small lake that I usually go and check out. The sunfish usually spawn there when it gets a little bit warmer. So yeah, this spot is a dud. So I guess we're gonna go to Coon Rapids Dam and see how it is there. It doesn't seem like today's a good day to fish, or even a good month to fish. I think it's gonna probably be next month is when the fish will start showing up. But right now, I'm not seeing anyone out fishing either, and normally I would. So normally that's a sign whether or not I should fish. It's so windy and cold, and the current is really strong right now. I don't think I'll be able to catch any panfish, especially on the river, and I don't think I can fish for any larger fish right now. The season opener for bass and pike and stuff like that is next month. I think today is going to be more of a foraging video. I have my bike with me. It's run really well, so I think I'm going to actually end up going to a different park. And I'm going to see if there's any ramps in the area. I want to see if they're popping up or not. So yeah, let's head on over and see if I can find some ramps. There's still snow on the ground. Look at that. Oh, this is fun. It's been a while since I've been on a bike. Let's pedal around to see if there is any ramps or any garlic mustard. Let's see. All right, I'm at a patch where I recall seeing a ton of garlic mustard. All those green stuff that you see over there also, and over here and there, it might be garlic mustard or it might be motherwort. I'm not entirely sure though. I don't think this is garlic mustard, but let's give it a try. You shouldn't really do this, but I'm going to taste it to see if it's bitter. It is a little bitter. It might actually be garlic mustard. Yeah, I'm getting a lingering bitter taste to it. Yeah, this might actually be garlic mustard. I'm gonna take some photos. So whenever I try to identify plants, I usually take a photo of it and then I post it to a plant identification page and see if anyone's able to help and identify it for me. There's a plant right next to it that looks a lot more like garlic mustard to me though. So this is the plant that I just tried. You see how bright green it is? But right next to it is this. This looks a lot more like garlic mustard to me. I'm almost certain that this is actually garlic mustard, this right here. So yeah, I'm gonna try this. Oh, there you go. 100% garlic mustard. See? Can't mistake that taste. It has like a nutty aroma to it, and it's very prominent, and it does have sort of like that garlic mustard sort of taste to it, and it's a little bit tangy, bitter. The other stuff, it's bitter also, but I'm not entirely, it doesn't look like garlic mustard. Okay, so garlic mustard is growing. It's just really tiny right now, and it's not worth collecting. So let's go around and see if I can find some ramps. Alright, so I'm going to be heading into the woods over here behind me. It's going to get really dense and I'm not going to be able to bring my bike in. So I'm going to just tie it off right here and head on in. There you go. See, look at all of that snow. I'm off the side of a hill. There's a bunch of debris down in the woods here. Leaves, trees, branches, and everything. And so I gotta watch my step or else I'm gonna twist my ankle. And I do not want to do that. Let's see if we can find some ramps. I think I see some already. Okay, let's check it out. Okay. Alright, so this is the first time that I've actually found ramps really early. I'm really surprised that they're here. Okay, so let me show you. This is a ramp, and there's another one right here. I'm not sure if the camera can catch it, but there's a few over there, and there's just scattered all over the place. There's one right down over there. Yeah, this is nice. I'm gonna dig this one up. It's all right because there's a bunch around. So I'm gonna dig this one up and show how it looks like. There's a bunch of thorny plants around me. So like this right here and this one right here. There's a bunch of thorns on it. This is actually called the prickly ash tree. And I'll talk more about the prickly ash in a little bit. It's a really fascinating plant. All right, I got this here. My custom made Clueless bushcraft knife. Okay, so I'm gonna go like this, push up. All right, look at that. There you go. This is nice. I'm going to record this and use this opportunity to pretty much keep a document of what this looks like. So there you go. That's how the ramp looks like. It's actually 2 plants. And so what ends up happening with this is through the spring, it's gonna grow the leaves up, and then the leaves is gonna capture all the energy from the sun, and then it's going to produce bulbs at the bottom. Ramps are highly sought after plants during the spring. It's very easy to over harvest these. Technically, what you should be doing is just grabbing only 1 leaf per plant per patch, essentially. But I know of certain areas where I can collect a lot. I have some friends that have property that allow me to forage for these and pull up the bulb, because it's not going to hinder its population at all. But in this general area, if I were to take a lot of the bulbs, it will hinder its population. It'd be pretty bad. I just wanted to do this once just to see it, to understand how it looks like. There's another plant nearby that's pretty much identical to this. I'm gonna grab a leaf and I'm gonna chew on it. There you go. Here's a leaf. You can't mistake that for anything else. It has that oniony, sort of pungent flavor, spicy on your tongue. Yeah, just like an onion. Oh, that's so good. A hint of sweetness too. I can't wait to harvest a bunch of these ramps. This is gonna be so cool. So I'm gonna let all of these grow. I'll be back like mid-spring or later spring and collect a bunch. Yeah, these are so good. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna bring this home. I'm gonna take some photos of it. I'm gonna draw it maybe even, and I'm gonna document this, and I'm gonna throw it on my website, and eventually I'm going to make a book. I want to write a book and sell it. It'd be really cool, about just basic bushcraft stuff, basic foraging stuff also. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this. And so the reasoning behind like collecting and trying to find these plants when they're younger is so that you have a better idea of how to identify them at all the stages in their life. And so with stinging nettle, I know how to identify it when it's just a tiny sprout, when it's a tiny baby, to when it's a little bit older, and then when it's fully grown. Even when it's dead, I can identify stinging nettle. And it's a really useful sort of skill to have. And so I want to do that with more plants. And ramps is one of them. I enjoy eating ramps. I enjoy collecting them and foraging for them. And so it's a good idea to understand how it looks like when it's young. In this general area, there's no real lookalikes of the ramps, so I don't really need to worry about that. There are other states and other areas where there are a lot of lookalikes, and you got to be really careful about it. But I am fairly certain that there's no lookalikes that are poisonous or anything like that. So yeah, this was good. There's a few other plants right here that I can show you. This plant that I'm going to show you is called Cleaver. It's oftentimes considered as a Velcro plant also because it sticks to you. This right here is called Cleaver. High in vitamin C. And there's loads of other benefits as well. I just don't remember them from the top of my head, but I do know that this is loaded with vitamin C. You can use this to make a tea, but there's a bunch of other really cool facts about it as well. I'm going to show you even a smaller version of it right here. See how small it is? My camera doesn't want to focus on it really. So here you go. So that's how it looks like when it's real tiny. And see, those are my fingers. You can see that it has leaves that stick out like that. And then further down it has another section of leaves. And so it kind of just goes like that. I'm not the best person to share information about plants and stuff because I don't know a lot of the correct terminologies and stuff. But I would suggest looking it up and doing your own research. But yeah, this is called Cleaver. It's what I know it as. People also call it a bunch of other names as well. But this is also a Velcro plant. Right now it's so young that it doesn't really have the Velcro hairs just yet. Once it grows a little bit older, it'll get really sticky and it'll just stick all over the place. And it's a really cool plant. All right, remember the thorny plants that I mentioned earlier? This right here, this small plant right here, it's pretty thorny, as you can see. This is called prickly ash. It's also known as the toothache tree or the Szechuan peppercorn tree. The prickly ash is a really interesting plant to me because it has this really cool compound that's similar to Novocaine. So it has the ability to numb like an area on your body. I don't know how effective it is with other parts of your body, but I do know that it's very effective on your tongue and in your mouth. The Native Americans used to take the bark and then chew on it to relieve toothaches and such. And last week when I was hanging out with Jake on his property, we ran into a bunch of these plants, and I told him about it, and then he was like, hey, let's try it. And so we slid off a small piece of bark and the both of us chewed on it, and it just numbed our mouth. It tasted horrible, but it numbed your entire tongue, and it's just really, really weird. And it lasts for about a good 10, maybe 15 minutes or so before it goes away. But it's such a fascinating plant. During the summer, it has these seeds that pop out that are red, and the Chinese, they call it Szechuan Peppercorns, and they use it in their cooking very often. Szechuan Peppercorns, they're very, very fragrant, and they smell just like citrus. Just imagine grapefruit, oranges, and lemons all mixed together, like the outer sort of skin of it. Smells amazing. I absolutely love it. The Chinese, what they do is they take that and they roast it, and then they throw in a bunch of spicy like peppers and stuff like that, and they cook it with their food. It gives this numbing effect in your mouth. So it numbs your tongue, but like this other spices and stuff, you can handle the heat a little bit better because it numbs your tongue. And Szechuan cooking is based off of that peppercorn or like those seeds. And when I learned and found out that the prickly ash grows literally everywhere in Minnesota and they're so easily found, I was fascinated, and I began to find more and more places where they grow, and I have no shortage of Szechuan peppercorns now. But yeah, the seeds are very fragrant and they numb your mouth also, same with the bark. And so yeah, it's a really fascinating plant. So standing right here, all the small shrubbery trees and stuff, those are all these prickly ash trees. And so they're littered all the way through here. And during the summer, they get pretty full, and they have these really nice leaves that are very, very easily identifiable. So when the time comes, I'll make videos on it. But yeah, I am going to just go through the woods a little bit more. I don't expect to find anything else really, but it's just really nice to be able to walk around and actually see ramps popping up. They'll start really popping up in the next maybe 2 to 3 weeks or so. So I'll be back here to check up on them, and I'll go back to other areas too where I can harvest a lot more of them. I'm going to be watching my step while I'm walking in here, and just gonna take a look around. Yeah, I'm seeing really good signs of ramps growing everywhere. This is going to be a lot of fun coming back here later on in a couple of weeks. This area is where I found my very first chicken of the woods mushrooms also. But last year I couldn't find any. I went back to this same area and I couldn't find any. Because last year we had like a drought. Summer was really hot. Spring got skipped, basically. It went from winter to summer right away. And summer was really hot and dry. Oh, oh, there's a broken... Oh. Yeah, this is dangerous. I'm not sure if you can see, but this tree right here is just swinging around right now. Yeah, I gotta be careful where I'm walking. But yeah, this is nice being out here. I kinda wanna cook something up. Like, I have stuff with me, but I'm kinda not in the mood. I kinda wanna just walk around a little bit more and then probably just head home and call it a day. I just did that. This is so soft. Look at that. Wow. I bet the whole thing is like this. Oh my god. That's insane. Has so much moisture in it. During the summer, once this dries, this would be really good punk wood to use as like tinder material. I'm not really sure how I like this microphone. When I have the camera turned the other direction when I'm filming, the mic is pointing the other direction and it's not going to be able to pick up a lot of sound or be able to pick up my voice very well because it's a directional microphone. So I have to like manually turn the microphone around each time I turn the camera so that when I'm talking you're able to actually hear me. That's why I like my wireless mic. But the problem with the wireless mic is that it needs to be charged, and right now it's not charged. You know what I want to do? These woods aren't the best place to do it, but I want to make bushcraft pliers. But the trees that are here are not really good for that project. I need to find aspen. Quaking aspen is going to be the best bet to make something like that. I have it posted in my Discord channel, in one of the channels. I don't remember which one it was, but yeah, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna figure out how to make them. And I'm gonna do a quick video on how to make bushcraft pliers or clip or like clamps or something like that. I think it's a clothesline sort of clamp. It's really cool. But this is nice. Just walking around in the woods like this. I just wish Raven was with me. But speaking of Raven, her surgery date is gonna be June 1st. So it's about a month and a half away. I think I'll be able to manage keeping her still for another month or so, and it'll be fine. I'll be okay with that. But the problem is the post-surgery stuff. So basically, like taking care of her post-surgery. So after the surgery, she's going to probably be wearing a cone, and that's going to be hard to manage. I have a kennel for her now, but I don't know if the kennel would be large enough for like her with the cone on, and if she's able to maneuver around in the kennel comfortably. And I'm really scared with her possibly like tearing her leg open, you know, if I'm not monitoring her properly. But who knows? I really don't know. I know that it takes about a good 2 to 3 weeks or so of her just pretty much resting so that her leg heals up, so like the sutures heal up and everything. She healed up pretty fine when she got spaded like years ago, but it was still a pretty frightening sort of experience. And this time it will be her leg, and so I'm not sure how I'm going to be maneuvering her around and bringing her outside to pee and poop and stuff like that, you know. I guess I'm just kind of overthinking it, and I just like to talk about it so it kind of gets off my chest, and so that my supporters have an understanding of what's going on also, I guess. But yeah, this is nice. I could get a fire going, but nah. I think this is gonna be it. I'm gonna head on home. I guess there's no fishing just yet, and there's no real foraging just yet either. This is just kind of scouting at the moment, because yeah, all the plants are still kind of just tiny. So yeah, that's good. We found some ramps, found some garlic mustard, and even prickly ash. I didn't see any stinging nettle, but I mean, they grow in my backyard. I can show you when I get home maybe. But yeah, I am gonna head on home now. I'm gonna get out of these woods, and I will see you at home. I'll probably show you stinging nettle. I need to document that anyways. So yeah, I'll take some pictures of it, collect it, make a drawing of it, probably make a blog post on my website, and then yeah, I'm going to have all this recorded so that eventually I can possibly get a book done. Oh, no way. No way. Take a look at this. Check out what I just found. What? It's a freaking bone. This is a large bone. What the hell? Yeah, this is definitely a bone. I don't know like where at though. But yeah. 100% a bone. Look at all the pores and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it's focusing. This is really old though. But I'm not seeing any other bones in the area. Let's see. Like, I know this area would have deer, but I mean, what part of a deer would this be? Like, is this a hip bone or something? This is large. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else. If anything, I can probably like walk around in here and maybe run into some like sheds, but I don't think so. Like, I want to go shed hunting. I want to find some sheds. It'd be so badass to find some sheds, but I don't know. If I ever get like another dog, I'm gonna train it to find sheds. Like Raven right now, I don't know if I can train her to find sheds at this point. I might be able to. Down the line, if I ever end up getting like a puppy and everything, I want to train that puppy to be more of a sort of an outdoor companion. And that'd be really cool to have a dog that would be able to handle gunshots. Unlike Raven, she's super noise sensitive or sound sensitive, and she's really scared of sound and stuff like that. And that's because Raven was my first dog ever. I've never had a pet before, and so I wasn't sure what I was really doing when I was raising Raven, to be honest. But I guess I did decent because she's a fairly good dog and she's very smart. Love her a lot. But yeah, it would be super cool to have another dog eventually. Like, once I have my own like property and once I build my own like small homestead, it'd be cool to have another dog around, possibly to give Raven some company. But Raven's not the best when it comes to other dogs, really. Like, she has very interesting interests in other dogs. So like, for some reason, she really loves German Shepherds. I don't know why, but whenever she sees the German Shepherd, she goes crazy. Like, she starts whimpering and she starts like going up in their face and just constantly bothering them because she just loves them for some reason. This bone is cool and all, but I don't think it's worth really taking, so I'm just gonna leave it. But there's another dog that Raven goes gaga over also, and it is a white schnauzer, or any schnauzer in general, because she grew up with a schnauzer. Any like small like white dogs and stuff, she really loves them. But I don't really like those dogs a lot. They're cool and all, but I wouldn't get one for myself. Like, if I got another dog, I would like a dog similar to Raven, to be honest. Or not really similar, but a medium-sized dog is what I mean. A border collie would actually work. A border collie would be a little bit bigger than Raven, maybe, but about the same sort of size. Raven's about like 55 pounds, 60 pounds. I think Raven's actually 60 pounds. She's kind of overweight at this point because she hasn't been very active, and yeah, because she's injured. But a German Shepherd, I feel like would be too big. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see in the future. Okay. I am back at the bike and we're just gonna head home now. I currently have my tripod mounted to my bike. Kind of. It looks ridiculous, but it's actually working. This is not bad. It's pretty cool. I'm able to ride my bike and chat. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed this a lot, and riding the bike like this is some good exercise as well. I need to do more of it. I have to look after my health, because without my health, I won't be able to take care of Raven's health. We're almost there. All right, I'm back home, and I'm going to show you how stinging nettle looks like when it's young. Here you go. This is stinging nettle. It has this purplish hue on it, so it looks a little bit purplish. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but this over here has some purple on it. See? It looks almost pink. But underneath all of this, there's a huge root system, and all of the plants are growing off of the roots. The stinging hairs don't really hurt right now. They do sting, but it doesn't last for very long. But yeah, these are the stinging nettles that grow on the side of my house. And I normally would pick them like this, and then I would just wash and eat them. I would cook them in butter and just saute them, throw in a little bit of salt, and it's good to eat. So here's the shed, and this is last year's stinging nettle. They're all dried up and brittle. But right in here, you'll be able to see a bunch of stinging nettle growing. See? You do see it's kind of reddish. So yeah, this is all stinging nettle that's growing right now. And so later in the spring, this is going to be filled with stinging nettle. All of this right here. And I'm going to collect a bunch of it. Last year I collected a bunch of them and I dried them. I hung them up to dry, and I can use the dry plants as tea, or I can use them to eat even. But I haven't really done anything with them, so I'll eventually make a video on it. But yeah, this has been a nice quick trip into the woods and doing some foraging and stuff like that. I don't really know how cohesive this video is going to be or not, but hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. All right, peace out. Thanks for watching.